Folks at home, welcome back to another edition of RueTV. We are in the dying days of April. We are pushing forward to May. And what a May it is going to be for RueTV. A lot of things planned. You know, we've got Fan Expo Philly in the works. We've got the Broad Street Run, Free Comic Book Day, a host of other things happening in May, and then in June. There's a huge taping in June. Wait till you see what I got planned for June. Wait till you see. I mean, you're gonna flip your lid. If you've got a lid, you're gonna flip your lid if you see what's going to happen in June. But it's not June. No, it's not April. No, it's not June. No, it's not May. It's still April. And tonight it is Earth Day. Yes, it is an Earth Day special. Today is the Earth Day special, and I've got a very, very famous author on the show today. I know you're thinking to yourself, what author? Earth Day author. How does that coincide? Well, Earth Day, Earth, the Earth that we live in, a lot of it deals with art. Okay, so I figure if there's a lot of artists that inhabit the Earth, writers included, we could have a famous author on the show today. And I'm going to bring him into the room right now in just a second. Well, I'll bring him into the room in just a second. He is waiting right now patiently for the Earth Day special that will feature he and his new work that he has just recently published. And like I was saying, writing, there's writers on Earth. Okay, there's authors on Earth. Authors are important. All right, authors are important. Novelists are important. Okay, we understand that. That's part of the Earth. I want to break the trend. I want to break the trend of Earth Day just being about Mother Nature. Okay, the climate. Okay, let's talk about the other things in the Earth. Okay, let's talk about food. All right, let's talk about food. Okay, part of the Earth too. Let's talk about authors. We're going to bring one in right now, and his name is DL Hadley. First time on the show, first time on RueTV. A fresh face for y'all to see. We're going to bring DL in right now. DL, where are you? DL. Okay, I have technical difficulties here. I'm hoping we can get DL in the room right now. I'm having some trouble right now getting DL. And there's his frame. I don't know if we can have video of our guest or audio. We're kind of in a bind here with the connecting process. I don't know if we have liftoff, and we do.
Oh my gosh, dude, I swear. It was like, first of all, if I move around, the camera is following me, which is like careless. I was feeling exhausted because I don't know. I always feel tired because I get up at 6 a.m. to get my daughter up and everything. So I just had a cup of coffee. I'm like, okay, I got to get ready for Rue and everything. By the way, I can't find you. Does Rue TV have a Facebook page?
I used to have a Facebook page back in the day, but I found the algorithm just buried it. So now I just have, I have my Instagram page, which is,
Yeah.
slash personal page. And then I recently, we're old men. I recently just started getting into TikTok. So I guess it's, I mean, I'm looking at my TikTok, like I don't have that many of them, but they get more
What
views.
you need
They get
to
more views than my videos. They get more views than my videos.
Isn't it funny? But the thing is, dude, is that if you go to Clapper,
Yeah.
Clapper,
I don't know what that
it's
is.
it's like TikTok, but it's not strict.
Oh, okay. So you could like dance and
I
yeah, but I don't
I
want to
switched
dance
over
it
to
dancing. I
TikTok.
don't want to TikTok, but not strict. So what's that mean? You could dance around and
No, I mean it's like I don't know. It just seems like it's a newer app,
yeah.
and it seems like it's newer and everything. I'm getting more likes, more I haven't hit the 100 followers on Clapper yet, but
Yeah.
I did that because it's we're not going to talk politics on the show and everything. 'Cause I just that's just who I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah.
Um,
No, we are here to talk about one thing and one thing only. Well, other than DL Hadley and his life, we're going to talk about the number one thing that's on my mind. And unfortunately, my life didn't allow me to read all of Mystic Genesis. Folks at home are sitting there saying, "Rue, DL, what the hell is Mystic Genesis?"
oh,
Before I get into that, DL, why don't you introduce yourself as we start the show? And we could talk to our blue in the face, but these people are sitting at home saying, "Who the heck is DL Hadley? Who the heck is DL Hadley?" Tell the folks at home who DL Hadley is and what he's all about.
well, my name is DL Hadley. I am a self-published indie author. I write high fantasy. That is like Lord of the Rings, like The Hobbit. But it's a story that I have had in the back of my mind for, geez, many years. I'm 41 years old, and I've wanted to be an author ever since I was 12.
Really,
And
really?
oh
Did
yeah, no, well, see, the thing is, let's not forget, that back in the day, we could say that because we're both around the same age. You're younger than I am, probably. You look younger. Uh, um, back in the day, when you wanted to be an author, you had to send your manuscript to
yeah,
publishers and get rejected, send it to another, get rejected over. It's like you can only take so much rejection, and you
yeah,
get enough rejection when you're trying to meet, when you're trying to meet people and go on dates, that's rejection enough. But when you're trying to fulfill your passion,
right,
it was a couple of years ago. I was told by my best friend, who is a fellow indie author, Anna Moransky. She writes
okay.
romance, and she told me, she's like, "Oh yeah, I write." Like, cool. This was like 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I used
Anna Moransky's your name?
Anna
You,
Anna Moransky."
you have found her through the internet, I guess, or
I found her on TikTok.
oh, so see, I was right. That's where that TikTok is where it's at, right?
Well, for now,
You find people.
you find people of like-mindedness. You find people that share your passion, and you find people that majority of the people that I consider my friends
Yeah,
were from TikTok. So when she told me that she writes, like, oh yeah, I used to do that for fun. She's like, yeah, and I've had some published. I'm like, really? How did you do that? You got a publisher? I said, no, I self-publish. Like, what's self-publishing? And she explained it to me. She's like, so I could write a
yeah,
novel.
yeah.
I could self-publish it, and it could be on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Kobo, you name it. It could be anywhere. She's like, yep. I'm like, okay, great. We'll talk later because I got to write. And it took me about a year and a half to write Mystic Genesis and got it self-published. And
Awesome.
it's been out there for about a month. It was the 1 month anniversary. The 1 month anniversary was um
Well, I just started.
April 5th.
April 5th. Now we're towards the end of April, and I did dive into it a little bit at work today. And I will say
Okay.
I'm very captivated by the way you how do I put this? Build up and just create this immersive universe. And the characters, it really is character driven. A lot of twists and turns. I didn't get too far into it, but from what I saw, from
Right.
what I read, I did like. You can put that as a quote. From what I read, I did like. Put that as a quote. Rue.
As far as I got, and you know what? I like is a like.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's definitely the nice thing about being an author is that you have this. This is why I chose fantasy instead of
Yeah.
any other genre. It's like you're able to create this world in your mind,
Right. Your own
and
creation. Yeah.
when it's fantasy, it doesn't have to be accurate. Like if you're writing science fiction, you need those, like, well, scientifically, no. This is fantasy. I can
Yeah.
say that the trees grow upside down and the roots sprout out to the sky, and the rest of it is underground. And
Right.
it's why? Because I created the universe, I created the world, and it's fantasy. It's fantastic. It's the genre that I love.
Yeah. I mean, and I feel like it makes makes your creativity blossom. And I was looking at,
Hmm.
I'm skimming through it past the part that I read, and it really is an immersive universe you've created here. Do you have any kind of process to clear? Because I know you've got a family at home,
Yes.
and you know, I don't have human kids. Um, I have a different situation here,
Yes.
but even with my situation, with a job and pets, I still find it hard to find the creative space, and you have to carve it out. How did you find the two things? Twofold question.
Okay.
How did you find the time? How did you find the time to carve out the creative space to just get in your own head and tunnel vision this thing, bang this thing out? And then also, is there a method that puts you in that creative headspace? Do you go for a walk? Do you watch a movie? Do you smoke a pipe? Do you eat an app? Do you eat a tasty apple? What do you do to what puts you in that creative headspace? And how did you carve out the time to do this?
Well, the beautiful thing is that I have ADD, so like all of a sudden, oh look, someone's shiny. So it's hard for me to focus. But
Yeah.
with writing, it's like it's to the extent of like, okay, so but how far did you get in the book? I don't want to spoil it for you.
Probably about a dozen pages, 12 pages in.
Okay. Um.
Yeah, my job was a pain in the ass today.
Oh, I bet.
I know you know the feeling,
Uh,
DL.
oh, I've had my share of jobs outside of writing, and I know exactly how it is. But
Yeah. Oh
to
yeah.
answer your question, sometimes it comes to me. Sometimes it's just like, oh, I wonder if I can have Aloysius do this. I wonder if the
Yeah.
villain could do it. No, that doesn't sound like it's. It's basically having the ability to have been a child that pretended a lot. I
Yeah.
used to pretend when I was a child back in the day. I did have like the I had the NES, but mostly I was playing video games on the computer, and I used to pretend that, oh, I'm doing a movie. I'm in a movie. I'm starring as Kyle Katarn
Yeah.
in Jedi Outcast, or
Mm-hmm.
I'm this and that, and I would pretend. And or you take that eccentric imagination, like, and I'd write stories. I just pretend. And plus, I think that to be a good author comes from uh, being a very terrible liar as a child. So, you can make stuff up as a child.
So
No, I
you,
didn't break that. No,
oh,
you
I
don't.
see.
No, I didn't break that. That this is what happened. The window was open and the wind blew and knocked over the gumball machine. But to find time, it's just like I write mostly on my phone.
Yeah.
There's an app. There's a site called Noveler, NOVLR.org, and I just write on my phone or I'll be on my computer,
Yeah. That's the way to do
and
it.
it's what. Oh yeah, and whenever I have time, and when I would be working, I would do it on breaks, or I'd be, instead of sitting there watching TV or playing video games, I do a little writing here and there. I'll write if I can get, mind you, ADHD or ADD.
Yeah.
If I can get a paragraph done, that's good. Okay, I got a paragraph done. Take a break, do a little, let my mind think a little bit, just let my mind wander.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is, how would I react to this situation?
Yeah.
What would I do? Like,
Put yourself in the
there,
character's shoes.
yes, there's there,
How would you
there's a
react if
death.
you were,
Yes,
one of the either the, villains or whoever. Even if, like
yeah,
I say, even if you were some of the heels, or you have to go to that dark place and say,
yes.
how would this dark
And
character react in this situation?
the beautiful thing is, if I'm mad at the moment, or if I am depressed, or what have you,
Yeah.
instead of just letting it bottle up, and I think that writing for me is very good, um, for my mental health. I
Yeah.
write it down instead of having a journal. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling depressed right now. I write in
Mhm.
the book. Okay, well, Aloysius, the main character, he's a high elf, Ragnari prince,
Right.
and he he goes through a very emotional experience. I'm not going to spoil it because I want Rue to finish
Yeah.
reading it and everything.
Nay spoilers. Nay
How
nay spoilers.
No, 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 no. If you want to read the novel, you gotta. If you want to be spoiled, then spoil it for yourself and buy the book.
Yeah.
um,
Well, speaking of that,
but
I have a question about you. You said the word book, and as a writer, do you find
yes,
I'm trying to pull a book out right now, see if I could pull a book out without tearing up. Okay, so let's find a book. I want to show you what I'm talking about here in a second. Let me just pull out. Well, you know what? We'll do it. We'll use a comic book. It's fine.
okay.
Here's a comic book called Knock 'em Dead, but it's still physical media. It's still physical media. A book is a book. A comic book is a comic book. It's thin,
Yes,
but anyway, you can hold it. You can flip the pages like this. You know,
yes.
you can hold it in your hand. You can experience actually reading it. There's a distinct smell to a book. There's a distinct feel to the book. You know, the smell. You
There's
smell
an
it.
experience. There's an
Yeah. So
experience. A
so
different. Yep.
so what I was getting at was with digital media happening such a
Mhm.
rapid pace, do you think it's kind of taking a little bit of the what's the word I'm looking for? Is it taking a little bit of the novelty? That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
The novelty out of reading and having a reading experience, and rather than when you read it on a
No.
Kindle, when you read on a Kindle, or when you read it on your phone, or and read something on your tablet, as opposed to do you think it should be intended? Do you want Mystic Genesis to be read in physical media form, or do
I
you want?
think that that's an odd question. I don't think it really matters. I think it all depends on the
Yeah, but
person. If
what
you
if you like the smell?
let's take the instance. I have the classic stories of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah,
It's a hardcover. It's like that.
right,
But
right,
a lot of the novels that I have
right,
are ebooks. It all depends. I don't think it matters whether it's paperback, hardcover, or ebook, as long
right.
as you are getting the imaginative experience of having that mental painting in your
Yeah,
mind from reading the story.
right, right.
It depends on what's convenient for you.
I see.
You may not be able to bring a book to you with you to work.
Right. Yeah.
And the nice thing about an ebook is that you don't have to worry about pages getting ripped or somebody borrowing your book and then it just gets ruined and everything. No,
Yeah.
it depends on the situation and it depends on what you like, what you don't like.
Do you ever have those moments at work when you just want to just drop everything and just write and say like be like screw this, I just want to write, and then you go into a corner somewhere and you're like, what, they can't find me here, I'm gonna bang out some ideas and just
Oh yeah,
leave me the hell
all the
alone.
time.
You do that,
All the
yeah,
Let's see
yeah,
what I do.
corner,
What I would do is I used to what I used to work in.
find a corner where they're not going to find you, and then you know
Or what you do is you get one of those let me pull it up. One of those like little memo pads or whatever. And I like, well, this is an idea, and I'd write down little notes.
oh, physically
Or
on an actual pad, yeah, on an
yeah,
actual
yeah,
notepad,
I
yeah,
got one like right here, and
yeah,
I've got a bunch of them.
old school.
And if I, oh yeah, oh yeah, I was born in the '80s, so
Oh
yeah,
yeah, so is that.
I'm still a little old school. Um, yeah, but yeah, that's definitely how I feel sometimes. Like life gets stressful, life gets just downright, can give you a headache. Like I'd rather be at home writing, or I would rather go to the bathroom, sneak away, pull out my phone instead of looking at TikTok videos or Clapper videos or YouTube videos. I'm on Novel and I'm writing. So yeah, it's like when something just, oh wait, that would be a really good, write that down. Because if I don't write it down, I'm gonna forget it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean that's really the reality of it. You got to do what you love. You got to, and I want to now speaking of doing what you love in a perfect world, and I know with Mystic Genesis, um, available now, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Link will be in the description. I'd encourage everyone to check out Mystic Genesis. Um, in a perfect world, where does DL Hadley see himself as an author, and the bigger, not just as an author, and you know, in life, in let's say 5 years time, because they say you got to have a 5 year plan.
Hmm.
What is the 5 year plan for DL Hadley in the world of not only just literature but life?
I think in a 5-year plan, being able to take my writing as a self-published indie author, be able to provide for my family because I've got a wife, 2 kids. I also am helping to take care of my father-in-law who's battling stage 4 cancer for the fifth time.
He live with
And I've got,
he lives with you
he lives out
guys.
here.
He
Well,
lives
what
there.
happened
He
was,
lives there.
well, so basically at our house, and this is not, I tune the violins and play the sad music.
Yeah.
It's my wife, my son, my daughter, my aunt-in-law, my special needs aunt-in-law, and my father-in-law. My
Oh
father-in-law
my
moved
god.
in
Oh
with
my
us.
gosh. Holy
It's my
cow.
it's my aunt-in-law.
How does a writer find time to be a scribe in that situation? I mean, that seems like I mean, I wish all of them the best of health, but like, how the hell do you? What did you? I guess you have long bathroom trips.
You find sometimes, but mostly it's sitting on the couch. My
Yeah.
phone is either to my left or my right. My
Yeah.
kids are playing. Thank God for technology because they got tablets. They've
That
got
helps. Yeah, that helps. Just give them it. Give.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm
God
like,
bless the
okay,
tablets.
give dad some time. And the fact that my kids are so supportive
They get it. They get it.
of my
Yeah.
writing, they did. Oh yeah, when I told my 15 and a half year old son, and you and I have known each other long enough, yeah, he's like, I'm 5'11", no, 5'9", 5'10". He's
Holy
getting up
cow.
there to, he's 6 foot base almost.
Holy is definitely above me. I'm not even. I didn't reach 6 foot yet. Maybe next year. So
But like,
maybe when I hit puberty, I'll hit
well,
that
if you
second
drink your milk and eat
yeah
your Wheaties, and but
Ovaltine.
no,
Yep.
Ovaltine, yes. See, we could go into details of beverages, but no, anyway, your
Well,
question,
yeah.
um, it's just like, hey, they're doing something. I'm not saying I neglect my family, but it's like, hey, instead of playing video games, watching TV, and just doing nothing, I'm like, I find time to write. If I'm at a restaurant, I do a little writing. If we're driving, because my wife does most of the driving,
Yeah.
because she doesn't like my driving,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, I will do some writing. You can with your phone do a lot of voice to text, and I
Oh
do a
yeah.
lot of voice to text, and then I cram it all out, and then I do editing on my computer and all that fun stuff. But it's all about, just scheduling,
Right.
finding
Right.
time,
Right.
figuring out if as long as I can get a paragraph done, a paragraph done every day, I'm fine. And if I miss a day, it's okay. I'm a self-published author. I do not have a deadline.
Gotcha.
And that's,
Got.
and that's what I love about it. It's like when you're a traditionally published author, you have deadlines. Self-published, if I don't write this week, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll write next week.
I have an interesting question that I think everybody at home was wondering. What in the heck does DL stand for? Because I'm at a loss. I think it may stand for Donut Lover. It might stand for Disney Lover. It might stand for uh Danish lick. No, I don't know. I don't know. What does it stand for? What does it say? Does it stand for you remember the guy from Salute Your Shorts? Donkey Lips. What does DL stand for? What does DL stand for?
You
Does
know,
it stand for
it
uh
stands for whatever you
Dune?
want, Rue.
All
Whatever
right.
you want, Rue. My name, of all seriousness, my DL is my first initial
All
of
right.
my first name and the middle, first initial of my middle name. When I was getting into writing, like I need to have, like I do I want to be put down as Dwayne Hadley? I don't think
I will
so. So
bleep. Yeah.
I'll 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 I'll, I'll shorten it to D Hadley. Oh, but there's an author that I love that inspired me to write fantasy. His name is R.A. Salvatore. I
Mm-hmm.
talk
Mm-hmm.
to him off and on, off and on. I'll talk to Bob on Facebook,
Yeah.
and like I, it was his novel Homeland that really got me into fantasy,
Yeah.
and I was like, I can write fantasy. This is awesome, and I'm like, okay, I'll go. Originally, it was going to be L.J. Martin. L is my
Right.
middle initial. Lloyd's my grandfather on my mother's side.
Okay.
J is my father-in-law's first initial, my father-in-law, and Martin is my son's middle name.
Right.
There's already an L.J. Martin. Okay, I'll just go with DL Hadley. So it's Dwayne Lloyd Hadley is my full name, but I just put it down to DL Hadley because it looks better. It looks more, like I'm an author, DL Hadley, like
I
like
like the name.
uh,
I like the name.
so do I. So do I. I think it sounds more professional.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good idea. I like it. I like the change, and I think you should stick with it. That's my opinion. Now who proofs reads everything? Like what if you make like spelling errors and grammatical errors and structural errors?
Well,
Who's your second set of eyes?
Anna Moransky is
So
my beta
Anna,
reader.
okay,
Anna is
Anna,
my beta. A beta reader is somebody, before you ask, and if you're part of the book community, you know what a beta reader is. A beta reader is the person that reads it before you publish it. And she
okay,
doesn't edit. She just reads it, tells me what she thinks. Then I take it and I put it on a site called Grammarly.
okay,
And Grammarly, edits and not edits, but checks all the punctuation, spelling, and grammatical errors, and I do that. And then a lot of it is just me being very
yeah,
OCD about it, wanting it to be perfect.
yeah. I'd get paranoid with that. That would just be too. Whew, I don't know. I don't know. I guess you Grammarly and the technology helps. I guess I've heard of that Grammarly. I've heard of different things. What if you use for the next? What if like the next? What would DL Hadley say if the next novel? And I know you've got another one probably in your brain in the works.
I'm actually
Um,
working. I'm on chapter 6 right now of the sequel novel to Miss Genesis.
very nice. Um, so let's just say a few years down the line, you want to write another one, but you don't have the
Okay.
time. But you don't have the time. I'm hearing there's technology now. I mean, it's already on social media. If it's on social media, that technology can be used anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's this AI technology where you can plop in different things like, okay, here's a sentence. I want you to fill in the blanks of this narrative. I mean, there are people in the art community that are vehemently, violently against AI art. Is there such a thing as like AI stories? Can this
Yeah.
actually happen?
Oh yeah.
This
Oh
can
yeah.
happen. Yeah.
You could take AI and you could say, write me a novel about this, about dot dot dot,
Yeah.
and AI is a real debatable topic where, like, is it a good thing, is it a bad thing? There are those that say that AI is, if you use AI, it's plagiarism because it's not your work. I
Yeah.
say, I say AI is like
You
anything else. It's got its good side. It's got its good side. It has a good side and a bad side. I use AI specifically for, I'm trying to figure out this situation. I need help. It's like having somebody with me, like, to spitball ideas. Do you think that would be a good idea if the the crystal in the novel was square or triangle?
yeah.
And it's just you just giving suggestions. I can use it. I don't have to use it, but like it's getting some help. I'm not going to say, like, hey, I'm going to finish this chapter and then copy and paste it and take as mine. No, that's ethically there. It's an ethical debate. That's what I meant to
Right.
say. Where,
Yeah.
like, okay, I can use it as giving me inspiration.
Yeah, right, right. Yeah, I mean, it
I
could
can
be
go,
could be an
but
inspiration
then
or
I
help or help.
right.
but
But
you
if you
don't want
use
it to
it,
write the you don't want it to
if
write the
you
whole
use
book.
it, it's to the same debatable question about whether or not it is ethically right to use a ghostwriter.
Yeah,
Ghostwriters is somebody write it. Like let's say Rue, you wanted to write a graphic novel, or you want to write a novel
yeah,
about something that you're passionate about, and I wrote it for you, but on the book it said written by Rue.
right.
Ethically, that's not true. But
Yeah,
oh, well, I had a ghostwriter. Then why in the world are you getting the credit?
yeah, absolutely. Right. Yeah,
You
that
get
doesn't make sense.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. It's a tricky subject and it's a touchy subject and people are angry about it. Um, and what the hell is this? Somebody calling right now. All right. Well, I can't. Yeah, hello.
Hey, Rue?
Is
Is this
that
RueTV?
Is that Bruce?
Hey, is this, am I on? Is this Rue?
Bruce, yeah.
Hey,
I don't know if we're picking up your audio. Dwayne or DL, can you hear him?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear him.
Who is this?
Bruce.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, it's Bruce. Can you hear me? Yeah, it's
How did
Bruce.
you get this number?
No, I heard about the interview you're having.
I didn't even promote it. How the hell did you even know I was?
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, sure, go
How
right
did
ahead.
you can ask a question, but how did you get this number?
My friend, Anthony.
Well, we have three stalkers on the show. One's Bruce, one's Demetrius, and the other one is we're not gonna even say his name because he's one of them people you just want to squeeze their necks, you know what I mean? Squeeze their necks. But you I could stand, but I never gave you my phone number.
Oh, I told you, it was Anthony. I told you.
Oh, this is Anthony.
No, I got it
Oh,
from Anthony.
you got this right. You don't say. Oh God.
Can I
Um,
get to my question? I have to go back to my show.
what?
Can I get to my question?
We're only taking questions about Mystic Genesis. If it's going to be a silly question, I'm just going to ask you to leave, sir.
Yeah, it's about Mystic Genesis. Yeah, no,
You're,
the main
the way,
character.
see the way you said that, it's almost like when you say like, "Hey, you like the Golden Girls?" and then somebody says, "Oh, sure, yeah, I love the Golden Girls." When you don't really like the Golden Girls, you're just saying it just to go along with me. I just want to make sure you're not going to say something stupid, and then I have to edit this out, because I usually let the whole thing run. So if it's a legitimate question about Mystic Genesis, you can say it then. How did you get this number? That's what I want to know. It's
Uh,
probably on Facebook. I think I left it. Did I leave it on the how did you get no, I'm serious. Seriously.
I think that's how Anthony got it. Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Anyway,
Anthony gave it to you.
that's my question. That's my question. Loki, this main character, and good work, deal. I think you did a good job, especially for your first novel. It's a good effort, and I really, I didn't read all of it, but I was reading excerpts of it, and I really like it. And Loki, he's the prince, I believe, if I recall correctly. Um,
Yeah.
do you see yourself in him as far as the destiny he was born for? Like, did you when you generated the character, did you like feel that you encapsulated a Loki in any way, or did you DL feel like that's you, or someone close to you?
We already kind of covered like how you put yourself in the character's shoes, sir. If you don't, you're not watching live, so how the hell could you even know to ask that?
Well,
I,
real. I think it's a
I
good
didn't hear what
question.
other
all right,
the other
wait.
listeners.
DL
Yeah,
just
I
said
apologize. I apologize for not. I didn't hear.
DL just said you can't hear DL, can you? Because I have headphones on.
No, but I've heard him on his TikTok and things. I know he
Well,
sounds.
he complimented you. I'm being an asshole about it, but DL said that's a good question.
Thank you.
He said thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I guess DL, you want to answer the question now, or I'll try.
Yeah,
I'll let you know what he says.
I think when
Yeah.
And by the way,
when what,
Dale's
go ahead.
look familiar. Sounds familiar to me. Do I know him from something else?
What? I don't know. just DL, can you finish the question? I don't know what the hell this guy's talking about.
Basically, I think with
Word.
um
It's familiar to me, but Loiki is my favorite character.
Okay,
That's
sir, he's trying. Can you let DL answer the? Fucking. Anyway, I was hesitant to kind of get into that because I didn't know if he was pranking me or not. But you seem to understand whatever the hell he was asking, so you can answer that.
Aloysius, I think as an author, you take a little bit of yourself and put it to each of the characters. You got Aloysius, he is the hero, he is the main character. He is he started off as a self-centered prick, and
Yeah,
then he learned to change. It's Mystic Genesis. Genesis means beginning or birth.
right.
Originally, the novel was going to be called Mystic Birth, and it's the origin story. A lot of Aloysius is me,
Right.
his
Okay, so
emotional
it's
state. It's you put a lot of yourself
yeah,
into what you
character.
write. Now, not just the hero, the
Right.
villain, the side characters, and all that. Yeah,
I got you.
it was a good question.
All right, good. Well, I wanted to make sure it was, and he was just not being a dick because I have a couple reoccurring people that are I didn't recognize the voice, but anyway, I was like, how the hell do you get this number? Do you get numbers from random? You get phone calls from random numbers. I very rarely uh give in to them, but I just did, and I guess it paid off because you said it was a good question.
I haven't gotten them in a long time. I
Oh, I get
remember
them all the
back in the
time.
day.
I live in New
Oh,
Jersey. I
you
get them
do?
all the time, and I
I don't.
usually, yeah,
I'm
that was
I'm
our
not
area
that
code.
I'm
Yeah,
not that popular. I'm not that popular, I guess. But if I don't recognize the number, I just block it.
I mean, I don't. They're mostly solicitors, but anyway, we
Oh
have a
yeah.
couple. We have a few more moments before we get out of
Okay.
here, and they cut us off. So I want to make sure before we wrap it up that you get all your plugs in. So let's get all our plugs in. DL, social media where they can buy Mystic Genesis. Give me the plugomania right now. Go.
Check out my website. First of all, Ruth, thank you so much for having me on. You can find out everything in regards to myself, social medias, and where to get my novel, Mystic Genesis. Link tr.ee/real DL Hadley. The novel can be found on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, ebook and paperback. So so there's a version for everybody. Some people like the paperback, like you were saying earlier. Some of them like the ebook, like I was saying. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Clapper, X, and that's basically it. It's all just real DL Hadley.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, that's anywhere you have a social media outlet or an online outlet, you can find DL on there. Definitely support them. Definitely buy the book, and if you can, hopefully. And I would just thank you so much for being on the show, the Earth Day edition of RueTV. And what better way to celebrate our Earth than by having the greatest author on Earth, DL Hadley, sitting for me. Zoom is going to cut me off in a second. So any last words, DL, before they cut us off?
If you like high fantasy, do me a favor, get my book. It's not that expensive, and I'm working on the sequel novel as we speak. Follow me on social media. If you message me on Facebook, I will reply as soon as I can. No politics, no religion, but if you want to talk about writing and I want to be the person that inspires people to follow their passion.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's that's wise words.